Namibia, the ancient desert, where every living thing has to fight tirelessly to survive amidst the harsh challenges of nature. It seems to be a motionless, quiet, and soulless land, but behind that appearance are the relentless battles of nature. Namibia, with more than 55 million years of history, has witnessed the shifting of continents, climate changes, and the disappearance of ancient rivers. This is not a savana with green grasslands, but a real desert, where life and death are only a breath apart. And in this endless battle, creatures must find every way to survive. Now let's explore with Nature Moment to better understand the war for survival that creatures in Namibia face every day. The name Namibia means vast and boundless land in the language of the Segov people, one of the most ancient peoples in southern Africa. It is one of the oldest deserts in the world, rivaling the Atacama Desert in South America in terms of antiquity and aridity. With an area of nearly 81,000 square kilometers, Namibia is not only large, but also contains countless secrets about life and death, creatures that can overcome all limits to survive. What is special here is the extreme variation in temperature. During the day, temperatures can exceed 45 degrees Celsius, enough to melt asphalt, but at night, temperatures can drop to freezing levels. One of the wonders of Namibia is the fog from the ocean. Although this desert may seem like a dry place, this mist brings a precious amount of water each year, from 50 to 200 millimeters, enough to sustain the life of the animals living here. In other words, the mist is like a silent river that nourishes life, making this place a mysterious survival zone in the middle of the endless desert. In this harsh land where life is always challenging, some animals and plants still manage to survive. On the Skeleton Coast, seals, seabirds, and even lions have found a place to call home, if only temporarily. But what's special is that despite the cold of the fog and the aridity of the desert, there are still species that can survive, one of which is Welwitschia mirabilis, one of the strangest plants on the planet. This plant has the ability to survive by absorbing moisture from the fog, with its twisted leaves stretching for meters. Welwitschia mirabilis is considered a living time machine, a symbol of resilience in the natural world. But Namibia is not only famous for its unique flora, but also for its beautiful and strange landscape. The fiery red sand dunes here are not only a symbol of the desert, but also a spectacular natural wonder. The Sossusvlei sand dunes are up to 325 meters high, making any creature that wants to climb them face an extremely harsh challenge. However, for many species, these dunes become a safe haven, where the battle between predator and prey is constantly going on in a never-ending struggle for survival. Another interesting phenomenon is the fairy circles, mysterious empty circles scattered on the ground. Scientists have been trying to explain this phenomenon for decades, with the hypothesis that they may be formed by the distribution of moisture or by the action of sand insects. However, until now, this mystery has not been completely solved. In particular, the adaptation of animals in Namibia has made many scientists admire. The desert lion, Panthera leo, a special subspecies of the African lion, is a prime example of survival in these extreme conditions. Unlike their cousins who live in the lush green grasslands of the savannah, these lions endure a very harsh world where water and food are almost non-existent. As a special subspecies of the African lion, they are not genetically distinct, but have developed unique traits and behaviors that help them survive in Namibia. To ensure survival, these lions regularly travel 20 to 50 kilometers per day, sometimes longer, in search of food or temporary water sources. What makes the desert lion so magical is its ability to endure thirst in an environment where rain is almost non-existent. They can survive for weeks without drinking water directly. Instead, they get moisture from their prey, such as the oryx or the mountain zebra, which survive on fog and scant vegetation. The appearance of desert lions also differs in shape and size. They are generally more slender, with long legs, which help them move easily over the soft sand and rough terrain of the desert. Unlike lions living in savannas, which usually live in prides, lions here hunt in small groups or even alone. Intelligence and patience are the factors that determine their survival. They can spend hours, even days, tracking and stalking their prey. Even on the Skeleton Coast, they have begun hunting seals, an extremely rare act among wild animals in the world. All these factors create a challenging and magical chain of survival. So have you ever wondered how such powerful animals can survive in such a harsh environment? Can they continue to exist in this world when every creature around them has to struggle to maintain life? Millions of years on, Namibia remains the same, vast and majestic, without any landmarks or signs. At midday, the temperature on the sand can reach 70 degrees Celsius, making the air stifling and hot. The winds constantly change the shape of the dunes, creating a constantly changing, never-ending landscape. But don't be fooled by the stillness of the scene. The ecosystem here is a constantly moving machine. Everything is always trying to adapt, fighting to survive. The air here is so quiet it's suffocating, interrupted only by the sound of the wind blowing through the dust. On top of a tall dune, the oryx, also known as gemsbok, stands motionless like a living statue. In the harsh sunlight, its light gray fur reflects the sunlight, highlighting the black markings running from its face to its neck. These black stripes are not only a distinctive sign of the species, but also an excellent camouflage tool, helping them blend into the bright light and sharp shade of the desert. The gemsbok, with its strange appearance, is an enigma among the endless sand dunes, making it difficult for any predator to hunt it. However, the desert lion is not so easily fooled. During its journey, the desert lion discovered a stopover where the oryx herd often passed. The lion stood motionless, only its tail occasionally flicking to chase away the annoying flies. The wind from the opposite side carries sand dust, but also obscures the scent of the predator. The gemsbok is a valuable prey, but also a formidable opponent. Standing up to 1.2 meters tall and weighing about 240 kilograms, it is not only a large prey, but also a real warrior. Its long, sharp horns can reach up to 1.5 meters in length, enough to take down powerful predators. But for the king of Namibia, giving up is never an option. The lion needs to wait for the perfect moment, when the gemsbok is distracted, or when its strength begins to run out in the scorching heat. Even though it does not notice the lion's cold gaze, the gemsbok is always on alert, thanks to its survival instincts honed over millions of years. Its large ears moved constantly, catching sounds from all directions. Its footsteps began to move downhill, and a dry bush at the foot of the dune became its first target of the day. The Namibian desert has never been easy for any creature. Each step of the gemsbok became heavy as its feet sank into the soft sand. A small mistake could cost it precious energy. But this prey was in no hurry. With slow and steady steps, it moved forward, its sturdy legs helping it maintain balance on the rough ground. The temperature continued to rise. The sun seemed to want to burn everything under its strong rays. However, the gemsbok did not seek shade or shelter, like many other species. Its body is a masterpiece designed to survive in the desert. When the outside temperature rises, instead of sweating, the gemsbok allows its body temperature to rise to 45 degrees Celsius, minimizing water loss through evaporation. Its light gray fur reflects most of the sunlight, keeping its body from overheating. When night falls, the sudden drop in temperature helps it release the heat it has accumulated throughout the day. The paths that the gemsbok follows are not random. They are memory trails, passed down from generation to generation, leading it to areas where food and water can be found. And no matter how many challenges, struggles, and stresses there are, these animals must keep moving forward, never stopping, for one reason only: survival. Because in the wild, every step is a decision of survival, not allowing them to take even one step back. Even when facing dangerous predators or harsh environments, they always maintain the goal of survival. Every species has an invisible force that drives them to overcome all difficulties, to survive, to continue the flow of life. Gemsbok is not only a resilient creature, but also a great example of the ability to adapt to the harsh environment of the desert. Under the scorching sun, it can easily chew dry, hard grass, sucking the last remaining moisture from the morning mist. While not a full meal, it is enough to sustain the long journey. Impressively, Gemsbok can digest poisonous plants such as euphorbia, which are deadly to most other animals. This is an extremely rare survival ability and a testament to nature's ingenuity in equipping each creature with the ability to cope with challenges. As the lion continues to stalk, the gemsbok remains steadfast, its eyes never leaving the observing predator. Knowing that it will not be easily subdued, the gemsbok continues to walk, not in a hurry, but not giving up either. Surely, if it encounters suitable terrain, this prey can make the lion give up. When its footsteps led to the fairy circles, where the vegetation was lush thanks to the accumulation of moisture, the gemsbok seemed to find some hope. Its footprints quickly disappeared into the sand dunes, and the lion had to continue waiting. The gemsbok's calmness and patience made it a living symbol of Namibia, a place where every creature must constantly struggle to write its own story of survival. The gemsbok's calmness and patience not only helped it survive in harsh conditions, but also became a symbol of inner strength, demonstrating the resilience of Namibian creatures. There, every day is a battle, not only between species, but also with cruel nature. It is this perseverance and ability to maintain composure in the face of great challenges that makes gemsbok a living testament to the indomitable spirit of this land. Meanwhile, the skies of Namibia are still scorching, and the heat continues to cover everything. Mountain zebras, another group of desert animals, are no different from the resilient warriors in this battle for survival. With their sturdy bodies and distinctive black and white striped fur, they are not only one of the most recognizable animals, but those stripes are also a great survival strategy. They reflect sunlight, preventing their bodies from absorbing too much heat. And the contrast between light and dark also helps them avoid predators. They can travel up to 30 kilometers each day in search of food and water. Leading the herd is a powerful male zebra, whose body stands out with its distinct black and white striped fur. As the zebra herd approaches a canyon where precious water can be found from the ocean mist, all eyes turn to the large dome of the male zebra. Its large ears turn in all directions, ready to detect any sign of danger. The desert lion, with its clever hunting methods, is hiding in the undergrowth, preparing for a surprise attack. Lions here do not hunt often, as energy is a precious resource, but one meal from a zebra will be enough to sustain the entire pride for days. Zebras of the mountains are not easy prey. Standing up to 1.2 meters tall and weighing up to 370 kilograms, they are not only larger than the oryx, but also possess speeds of up to 65 kilometers per hour and the ability to climb steep terrain. These traits have helped them avoid countless attacks. However, despite this, lions are masters of patience. They understand that one wrong step or one moment of carelessness can change everything. The desert lion does not rush, it waits for the perfect moment. The zebras continue to move towards the water source. Their strong legs grip the uneven rocks, not allowing a single step to go wrong. As they get closer, the canyon becomes narrower, limiting visibility and making things more dangerous. The leading male zebra stops, raising his head to carefully observe every angle around. Finally, the zebras reach a rare oasis, where the grass is lush green. The drops of water from the early morning mist still linger on the leaves. This was a worthy reward after a long journey, but even when resting, they did not relax their vigilance, always listening for the sounds around them. Meanwhile, the lion gradually retreated. The narrow gorge and jagged rocks were an advantage for the zebras. Could the zebra survive this encounter, or would it become a meal for the patient predators? Any attack here could seriously injure the lion, and that was a risk it could not accept. The lion decided to be patient, waiting for another opportunity when the zebras left this safe haven. With great patience, the zebras continued their journey in the scorching sun of the desert. There is no place in the Namibian desert that is safe for long, and wherever they stop is a potential threat. Every step they take is not simply a matter of movement, but a journey of survival. The zebras of the mountains are not only resilient creatures, but also play an extremely important role in maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. When they eat grass and cut down bushes, they prevent excessive plant growth, creating opportunities for other grasses to grow. Furthermore, when a zebra is hunted, its body becomes a source of nutrition not only for lions, but also for vultures and other scavengers. The zebras continue to move towards the red horizon, each step a small victory in the constant battle with nature. This is a place where life and death always confront each other, like an eternal struggle between species. They survive not only thanks to their resilience, but also thanks to their excellent adaptation to the harsh environment. Mountain zebras, the resilient nomads of Namibia, have conquered one of the most extreme environments on the planet. As the day wore on, and the last rays of the sun reddened the sky and the dunes of Namibia, the wind died down and the air became still, as if the desert were waiting for some great event to take place. On top of a tall dune, a lion stood still, its yellow eyes watching the horizon. It had been a long day, stalking silently with an empty stomach and a lean body. But its determination never wavered. In this world, every creature, whether predator or prey, must fight relentlessly to survive. In the midst of this harshness, there was an order, a cycle of life and death that all creatures had to follow. As the Christian teaching goes, every trial has a purpose and every difficulty has a divine plan, which reminds us that even in the most seemingly hopeless situations, there is a deeper meaning behind it. Trials and challenges are not random, but part of a larger plan that God has laid out, helping us to grow and find the strength to overcome. It is faith in God's guidance that gives us hope and patience, helping us to never give up. The lion may not understand these words, but its instincts say exactly that. it continues to act, trusting in the survival instinct that nature has given it. Desert lions do not have many opportunities to hunt here. Every hunt is a gamble, a battle for survival. Failure is not only about hunger, but also about its survival. The Namibian desert is not easy for anyone, both predator and prey. But with patience and great instinct, the desert lion has found a way to survive. The desert lion, with its great adaptability, begins to move step by step extremely carefully. For many species, sandy ground is a difficult challenge, but for lions, it is a powerful ally. It uses sand dunes to track its prey, moving steadily and saving energy when passing through stable sand areas. During the lion's dramatic hunting journey, do you feel impressed? If so, don't hesitate to leave comment number 1 to let us know how you feel. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Nature Moment channel to support us with more interesting and attractive videos. On the other side, the gemsbok oryx gazella is still completely unaware of the approaching danger. With its strong body, it is an ideal target, but also a great challenge for any predator. A lioness lies quietly in the sand, slowly advancing. Each step is meticulously calculated, not making a sound. The afternoon wind carries the scent of gemsbok, stimulating its hunting instinct. After a long day of stalking, the moment of action has come. When the gemsbok bends down to eat, it is the opportunity the lioness has been waiting for. Resolutely, it rushes out from the sand dunes, its strong body darting like an arrow, breaking the silence of the desert. The gemsbok raised its head, its eyes wide with surprise, and immediately ran, its powerful legs dashing across the hot sand. Now the lion and the gemsbok were engaged in a life and death race. The gemsbok's long horns swung vigorously. A wrong strike could seriously injure the lion. This was a danger that the lion could not ignore. The gemsbok used the terrain to create distance, but both of their strength was gradually depleted. Finally, the lion gathered all its remaining strength and launched a decisive attack. With the patience and skill honed over millions of years, it won. The gemsbok fell, its last breath blending into the silence of the desert. But even in death, it did not die in vain. As Ecclesiastes wrote, "There is a time for everything, a time for every purpose under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die." For the lion, this is more than just a meal. It is the difference between life and death, a chance to survive a few more days in this harsh land. The death of the gemsbok is not the end, but the continuation of the cycle of life in Namibia. The loss of one creature nourishes many others. This is a harsh but necessary law of the ecosystem. When night falls, the lion raises its head, looking up at the starry sky. Namibia is a place of adversity, but also a place that teaches us great lessons. The lion's journey is not over. Every day is a battle, but with patience and unparalleled strength, the desert lion is still the king of this land. After a delicious meal, the lion continued his journey, calmly walking into the night. The Namibian desert is calm. The wind gently blows through the sand dunes. But beneath the calm surface, a silent battle is still going on. Deep in the sand, a wild Namibian viper, also known as the pairing eider, waits patiently, hidden in the silence of the desert. Small and almost invisible among the bright sand grains, the Namibian viper is a master of patience. This is one of the smallest snakes in Africa, but its hunting ability is not inferior to any other predator. Most of the time, the Namibian viper buries itself in the sand, revealing only its sharp eyes and forked tongue that constantly sense the surrounding air. Its perfect color helps it blend into its surroundings, which is a vital factor for survival. Unlike larger predators, the Namibian viper does not chase its prey. In the desert, energy is the most precious resource and must be used extremely sparingly. With its beige skin that helps it blend in with the landscape, the Namibian viper slowly buries itself in the sand, revealing only its eyes on top of its head, which resemble two small telescopes. Its eyes remain focused on the area ahead, where signs of life begin to appear. A Namibian lizard moves slowly across the sand, with its large, alert eyes, looking for danger, but is unaware that just below the sand, a predator is waiting for its chance. The Namibian gecko, with its large crests on its back and its pointed crown on the back of its head, stands out as a creature with strong survival abilities in the desert. It has the ability to change color to regulate its body temperature and is a skilled hunter, mainly hunting Tenebrionidae beetles and occasionally small lizards, and can even eat Namibian vipers more than twice its size. However, today, Namibian vipers do not face danger from Namibian geckos. Namibian vipers use a slow and meticulous hunting strategy. It never chases its prey, but each attack is precisely calculated. The viper's strike is so fast that the human eye can hardly keep up, although its venom is not strong enough to harm humans, but strong enough to paralyze small prey within seconds. After eating, Namibian vipers continue their journey. Unlike many other snakes, it does not move in a straight line. It uses sidewinding, a unique method of horizontal movement used by some snakes, with its body forming a tilted S shape, only making contact with the sand at certain points. This technique not only saves energy but also reduces exposure to hot sand, which can reach up to 45 degrees Celsius. The Namibian purse slug is not only a patient and agile predator, but also an integral part of the desert ecosystem. Prey, such as lizards and Tenebrionidae beetles, are part of its diet, but it is also a victim of larger predators such as desert lions, black-backed mongooses, and even birds of prey. As we head towards the southern dunes of the desert, we discover a region full of mystery. Until 2009, spurred bait was a forbidden area, home to abandoned diamond mines, dangerous sands, and countless rumors. Now it's the Tsao Tebe National Park, covering 22,000 square kilometers, but still a destination for adventure lovers. Slowly, the secrets of the area are being revealed, including ancient mining cities buried under the sands of time. However, appearances can be deceiving. Although the sand horizon seems endless, the park has been recognized as one of the global hotspots for its unique biodiversity. From the endangered desert rain frog to Africa's few wild horses, the Namibian desert is not just a place of sand and wind, but also home to many incredible animals, surviving thanks to their extraordinary adaptations. The Skeleton Coast is a land of a different kind, where the desert meets the ocean in an eternal confrontation. Beyond the dunes, the waves crash against the rocks, and the wind blows through the dense fog, creating an eerie symphony that echoes across this wild land. The Port of Death, where the shipwreck is located, lies amid the cold waves of the Benguela Current. Yet even in this barren and deadly appearance, life still manages to thrive and thrive. A scream breaks the silence of the mist-shrouded coastline. It is the sound of a colony of Cape fur seals, hundreds of thousands of them gathered on the sand and black rocks. This is one of the largest seal populations in the world, with pods of up to 200,000 individuals. The adult male seals, who are massive, measuring up to 2.3 meters long and weighing more than 350 kilograms, stand out from the crowd with their thick, dark brown fur that reflects in the daylight. This place has rejected countless creatures, and only a few dare to call Namibia home, like the Cape fur seals. They can swim at speeds of 20 to 25 kilometers per hour and dive as deep as 200 meters in hunting trips lasting about 10 minutes. However, their strength and swimming ability are not the only secrets to their survival on the Skeleton Coast. The dense fog here becomes an important ally, helping them regulate their body temperature when not in the water. The Skeleton Coast is a land where the extreme temperature difference between day and night forces all creatures here to adapt and balance their body temperature skillfully. If you fail to do this, you may become a victim of the harsh conditions of this place. Moreover, Cape fur seals have developed unique survival strategies. Underwater, they swim in groups to protect themselves from predators such as great white sharks or killer whales. Synchronized jumps and coordinated movements help seals fool predators, increasing their chances of survival. On land, the sheer size of the colony is their greatest defense. Weaker individuals, or those at the outer edges of the colony, are easy targets for predators, while the core of the colony provides solid protection. Smaller females, with their agile bodies, protect their young from potential danger. And of course, the Skeleton Coast is not a safe place, despite the fact that it has swallowed countless ships. The seal breeding season has begun, turning the Skeleton Coast into a giant arena where male seals fight for territory. The male seals fight fiercely, each powerful thrust of their chests stirring up the surrounding sand, while their ferocious bites leave deep marks in the thick fur. Their growls drown out the sound of the waves crashing against the shore. In the end, the strongest male seal wins, claiming his territory in a harsh environment like the Skeleton Coast. If you find this video interesting, don't forget to support us by liking and subscribing to the channel. Join us on our journey to discover the wonders of the Namibian desert. With a resounding roar, the lion triumphantly declares his authority over the Skeleton Coast, but he has no time to rest. A new danger lurks in the mist, ready to strike. The lion moves forward, moving silently over the damp sand. He has crossed the dunes of Namibia to reach this place, where a rare hunting opportunity could guarantee another week of survival. His sharp yellow eyes scan the seal community, searching for prey. He has chosen his target, a pup separated from its mother and lost among the rocks. However, the choice is not easy. Predators are well aware that during the breeding season, the seal community is a mobile fortress where each individual is part of a living protective network. The lion crouched low, moving precisely and gently. The wind from the sea masked its scent, making it invisible. The tense moments passed, and suddenly, the lion rushed out of hiding. The seal community immediately discovered and panicked, creating one of the strangest chases in the world on the Skeleton Coast. The lion caught the seal pup, grabbed it with force, and dragged it away from the group. The other seals cried out in anger, but could do nothing. The pup's pained cries rang out for a moment, then fell silent. Now the lion had to defend its prize, because not all rivals were afraid to face Namibia's strongest predator. Wild dogs or hyenas may risk taking the lion's kill, but with their instincts and strength, the lions drag their prey to a safe place and begin their meal. On the Skeleton Coast, safety is never easy, and the sight of a lion's meal is just part of the cycle of survival. Although the death of a seal does not make the lion stronger, it does nourish the entire ecosystem. What remains becomes a feast for wild dogs, vultures, and even the seals themselves. This cycle helps the Skeleton Coast function as a harmonious ecological machine. When night falls, fog covers the coast. The seal community sleeps quietly, their massive bodies piled on top of each other like a living fortress, protecting their young from further danger. The confrontations between lions and seals, between life and death, are not isolated events, but part of an eternal cycle. This is a symphony of survival, written by nature, in a place where everything seems on the brink of extinction, yet life still finds a way to flourish. Every day is a test, and every moment is a battle between life and death. This is not just the Skeleton Coast, this is the theater of life. As the sun begins to rise, it casts a pale light through the dense fog, illuminating the Skeleton Coast. In the silence, golden dunes and black rocks rise from the ocean, forming a breathtaking landscape, awakening this land where life is never easy, but always strong and resilient. The skeleton coast once again echoes with the screams and constant movements of thousands of seabirds, bringing life to this wild picture. Flocks of kelp gulls soar in the sky, their sharp eyes scanning the water and rocks in search of breakfast. With a length of about 60 centimeters and a wingspan of up to 1.3 meters, they are impressive not only for their stature, but also for their excellent hunting ability. Their powerful beaks not only catch small fish, but can also pull out the remaining pieces of meat from the nearby lion's meal. Not far away, Cape cormorants gather on the rocks jutting out into the sea, with shiny black feathers and bodies that are excellent divers. The school of fish swimming in the cold and clear water is their feast that day. The cormorants dive quickly into the water, folding their wings to minimize friction, and in just a few seconds, they use their long, sharp beaks to catch their prey. A little further away, flocks of common terns cut across the sky like bright white streaks, with agility and flexibility. They hunt small fish with great precision, swooping down like an arrow, their wings folded, rarely missing their target. The calls of the seabirds blend with the sounds of the Cape seals and the constant rhythm of the waves crashing against the rocks, creating a lively symphony. Even in such a harsh environment, life is still full of vitality, strong and passionate. Below, a group of birds return from a successful hunt, carrying fish in their beaks. They perch on the rocks, sharing or protecting their catch from the hungry eyes of the lurking kelp gulls. The kelp gulls, in addition to being skilled hunters, also play an important role as cleaners of the skeleton coast. They hover around shipwrecks, seal carcasses, or dead fish washed ashore by the waves, eating what is left and helping to maintain a clean environment on the coast. From a distance, a desert lion watches silently, its sharp eyes noting the movements of the birds. The storm of seabirds attracts its attention, but the lion's target is not the birds, but the life they signal. When flocks of seagulls gather around a dead seal, it may be a sign of an easy meal. After observing for a while, the lion moves closer, approaching a group of birds standing on a rock. The birds, surprised by the appearance of the predator, quickly fly up, leaving a moment of silence. However, they do not fly far, and when the lion leaves, they quickly return, continuing their endless cycle of life. As the sun sets, the skeleton coast is once again shrouded in a thick fog. In those dim shadows, a silent figure moves. The lion makes his way deeper into the desert, away from the cold shore in search of his next hunting opportunity. Life never stops in one place, and after feasting on the skeleton coast, the lion continues his journey, his strong legs and sharp instincts, a gift from nature, or for those who believe, a gift from the Creator. The lion faces the harsh desert without hesitation, his journey lasting for hours, the wind blowing over the hot sand and the temperature of the day starting to drop, but still enough to bring down the weakest creatures. In this vast and cruel space, every step the lion takes is a lesson in life. As Isaiah says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God." At dawn, a strange sight appeared before the lion's eyes as the circles of fairies began to appear on the red sand. These circles were like mysterious traces, as if created by the hand of the Creator, evenly distributed across the sandy field with a diameter of 10 to 12 meters. The center of these circles had no vegetation, but around them grew green grass, a magical sight in a dry place like Namibia, where rain rarely comes. This green grass seemed like a miracle, but in fact, this life was thanks to the fog from the Atlantic Ocean. Small drops of water suspended in the air, they condensed on the sand surface, seeped into the soil, providing precious moisture for the plants. The secret to this survival lies in the special structure of the fairy circles. They retain moisture in the soil, provide nutrients for the grass, and create a lush habitat in the desert. This becomes a shelter for many creatures, helping them to resist the harshness of the desert. Lions are not the only creatures attracted to this magic. A group of zebras from the mountains graze on the outside of the circles, while majestic oryx gazelles with long horns watch over the area, alert for any signs of predators. Suddenly, a large silhouette appears in the sky. A desert elephant walks up with its herd, leaving deep footprints in the soft sand as they move towards their foraging grounds. Most first-time visitors to Namibia have no idea that elephants live in the Namibian desert, and few can understand how this is possible. The fact that the elephant, the world's largest mammal, can survive in one of the driest places on the planet is nothing short of a miracle. Desert elephants, Loxodon africana, are extraordinary creatures. Although smaller than their savanna cousins, they are strong, resilient, and perfectly adapted to the desert. Adult elephants average 2.5 to 3 meters tall and weigh 2 to 4 tons, much smaller than their savanna counterparts, 3 to 4 meters tall and 5 to 7 tons. What they lack in size, however, they make up for in their exceptional endurance and adaptability. Their long, muscular legs help them easily cross vast sand dunes, where other species often get stuck. Their broad, flat feet help distribute their weight, making it easier for them to move over unstable ground. With their long, flexible legs, desert elephants also have long, flexible noses, a great survival tool. An elephant's nose has more than 40,000 muscles, which not only help them eat, but also help them dig into soft, sandy soil, searching for fresh roots or sources of moisture underground. In this harsh environment, every drop of water is invaluable. An adult elephant can get up to 50 liters of water per day from the small sources of moisture it finds in the soil. An elephant's nose is not only strong, but also has the ability to pull out large tree roots, providing food for itself and the herd. To survive in this desert elephants must always be on the move. They travel 30 to 70 kilometers per day in search of scarce water and food. They face intense heat during the day and near freezing cold at night, but they continue their journey with relentless resilience. Desert elephants not only survive, but also open up opportunities for other species. When they dig in the circles of the fairies, they create small holes that retain water, helping other species survive in a harsh environment. Water from the fog or from rare rains creates precious reservoirs, becoming a source of life for other creatures such as the oryx, the mountain zebra, and the black-backed wild dog. Food scraps, such as roots and leaves left by the elephants, provide nutrients for smaller herbivores. However, even the giants of the desert are not immune to the dangers around them. From a distance, the desert lion silently watches the elephant group move. Adult elephants are not easy prey, with the power of their long trunks or a stomp of their feet enough to seriously injure a lion, even a powerful predator. But baby elephants, with their weakness and dependence on the herd, are a different story. The lion approaches cautiously, each step carefully calculated, only about 6 meters away from the baby elephant. One leap will be enough to attack. The ground shakes. The chase begins between the two largest giants of Namibia. Outside the protective circle of the elephant herd, the fate of a baby elephant is always a mystery. As the fog clears, the barren landscape of Namibia emerges, and the silhouettes of desert elephants fade into the sky, continuing their journey in search of new territory. As soon as the elephants disappear, another impressive figure appears. It is an ostrich, the world's largest bird, one of the most interesting creatures in the Namibian desert. Standing up to 2.7 meters tall and weighing about 150 kilograms, ostriches are the largest creatures in the ecosystem of the fairy circles, second only to elephants. Although they cannot fly, ostriches' long legs and muscles make them tireless travelers. They can travel dozens of kilometers a day in search of food, and with a running speed of up to 70 kilometers per hour, they can not only run fast, but also cover long distances on hot sand, finding areas with rich and nutritious vegetation. The male ostrich leads the flock, its sharp eyes observing every movement around it under the scorching heat of the desert. Their sturdy legs walk on the burning sand, their long and strong legs quickly attracting their attention. With a hard and powerful beak, the ostrich begins to pluck grass from the remaining plants, while their eyes remain alert, watching for any signs of danger. Thanks to its special respiratory system and air sacs in its body, Ostriches can maintain a stable body temperature even in the extreme conditions of Namibia. They can survive for days without water, extracting moisture from the food they find in the fairies' circles. However, the desert is never easy, and there are always hidden dangers waiting. A strong kick from the ostrich's leg can seriously injure or even kill the predator. But hunger and the survival instinct drive the predator to action. This time, it is not a lion, but a brave and uncompromising hyena who appears as a challenge. A loud cry is heard, and the ostriches immediately explode into a hasty escape. A cloud of dust rises as the hyena continues to chase them. With determination, the black-backed wild dog continues its journey, testing the limits of the ostrich's endurance and speed. The chase ends, but life in Namibia never stops. One individual may have been left behind, a victim of the relentless fight for survival. The remaining ostriches, carrying hope and caution, move decisively towards new pastures, where they search for food. Meanwhile, the hyena, although having won the meal, knows that it will not be enough to feed the whole herd. If a lion on the other side of the desert decides to intervene, the fight for survival will become more fierce, casting a shadow over Namibia, dyeing the sky red. The cold wind from the Atlantic Ocean blows across the dunes of Namibia, carrying with it the silence of the approaching night. The ostriches have disappeared into the horizon, leaving only deep footprints in the sand. However, in this land, the largest predator does not always rule. In the distance, a small figure appears, moving nimbly across the rolling dunes. It is the black-backed wild dog, a famous opportunist of Namibia. Not possessing the devastating power or impressive speed of other predators, wild dogs know how to take advantage of every opportunity to their advantage, a lesson that even humans can learn, as taught by the Creator. Unlike solitary predators like lions, black-backed wild dogs are social creatures, living in pairs, forming strong bonds for life. These pairs hunt together, care for their young, and fiercely defend their territories. Each territory, which is 2 to 4 kilometers wide, is marked by a distinctive scent and protected by high barriers to repel intruders. The small but cooperative wild dogs overcome difficulties by joining forces. Their most recognizable feature is the shiny black lobe, surrounded by silver hair. In Khoikhoi folklore, wild dogs hold an important place, often linked to legendary stories. According to one story, the wild dog deceived or betrayed the lion, while another legend says that the wild dog received the black lobe when it agreed to carry the sun on its back. Another story tells of the relationship between wild dogs and humans. Noah initially refused to allow them into his ark, deeming them unworthy, but the Creator asked him to accept them. The Skeleton Coast black-backed dogs are bold predators, known for pushing boundaries. They don't just hunt small prey like lizards or beetles. One of their most impressive targets is the Cape seal, a prey much larger and more dangerous than their modest size would suggest. Although black-backed dogs are only about 3 feet tall and weigh about 30 pounds, they don't have the strength or size to attack head-on like lions, but their strategy and skill make them excellent opportunistic predators. Every day, the dogs go out in search of a new meal, using ingenuity and precise calculation to achieve their goals. The black-backed wild dog continues its hunting journey, patiently looking for an opportunity. To deal with the Cape seals, a powerful enemy, it must find a way to avoid attention. The wild dog knows that to be successful, it must erase its scent. The simplest method is to roll on the sand where the seals are resting, which helps to hide its scent. To ensure success, it even adds a few drops of seal urine, which makes them unconscious and fall into a peaceful sleep. At that time, the wild dog quickly attacks, bringing a victory in the harsh survival life of Namibia. While the wild dog continues its life, the desert lion, the most powerful predator, wakes up. However, the battle for survival between them is not over. The lion and the black-backed wild dog represent two opposite ends of the food chain, the dominant one and the clever survivor. Namibia, a dry and silent land, is a place where creatures not only live together, but also depend on each other for survival. A lion stands on top of a sand dune, watching a group of oryx in the distance. More than just a predator, the lion is a guardian of Namibia's balance. When a lion catches an oryx, its feast doesn't stop. The carcass feeds scavengers like black-backed wild dogs and vultures, helping to clean up the carcass and prevent the spread of disease in the ecosystem. Outside, herbivores like the oryx and zebra maintain the balance of vegetation around the fairy circles, a vital source of life for the entire ecosystem. However, if a vital link like the lion disappears, the oryx will no longer be hunted. This will lead to their overpopulation, destroying the grass and trees around the fairy circles, making the land barren. It is not only the large animals that decide the fate of Namibia. Under the soft sand, there is a world full of small but extremely important creatures, like the Tenebrian beetle and the Namibian lizard, which help maintain the ecological balance and prevent the invasion of destructive insects. Life here depends on a single factor: fog. Without the mist, the fairy circles would not be able to retain moisture, causing the grass and trees to die. As the vegetation disappears, the number of oryx and zebras will decrease, leading to the collapse of the food chain. Without lions and other apex predators, the ecological balance will be disrupted, leaving the land in ruins. Namibia, which has existed for over 55 million years, is now facing the risk of collapse. Lion footprints in the sand are becoming increasingly rare, and the oryx herds are forced to travel farther in search of food, exhausted in their never-ending journey. This ecosystem is crying out for help, and we cannot remain indifferent. Nowhere in the world is fog as important as Namibia, where fog from the Benguela Current supplies precious water to the desert. Scientists warn that the occurrence of fog has decreased by 15% in recent years, and rising temperatures are making cold ocean currents unstable. If the fog disappears, Namibia will be left with nothing but sand and scorching heat. Welwitschia mirabilis, a tree that can live for more than 2,000 years, is withering due to lack of moisture. Small creatures such as the tenebrion beetle and the Namibian lizard, which are completely dependent on fog, are in sharp decline. If they disappear, the first link in the food chain will be broken. Besides climate change, human activity is also pushing Namibia closer to destruction. Namibia is a treasure trove of underground resources containing vast deposits of uranium and diamonds, but to exploit them, companies are encroaching on sensitive areas like the Skeleton Coast, destroying habitats and polluting water sources. Off-road vehicles plow through sand. Makeshift camps leave a permanent mark on fragile land. The desert lion, the king of the food chain, is facing extinction. There are only about 100 left in the Namibian desert, a number that makes nature lovers heartbroken. Due to lack of prey, lions are forced to hunt tired oryx or attack livestock. However, in doing so, they become enemies of humans, and many lions have been killed in constant conflicts with local people. The decline of lions is not just the loss of a species, but also a warning to the entire ecosystem. The big question remains: if lions disappear, the food chain will collapse, leaving Namibia a dead land. Namibia, despite its eternal beauty, is still suffering deep wounds from climate change and human activities. But Namibia has never been defeated, and in its tireless conservation efforts, hope remains. The relentless conservation efforts have brought light, like dawn dispelling the darkness of a cold night. This is not just a battle for science, but also a reminder of humanity's responsibility. As God said in Genesis 2:15, "Take care of and protect the garden in which I have placed you." To save the lions, organizations like Desert Lion Conservation have applied modern technology to conservation work. Each lion now carries a GPS device, allowing scientists to track their movements over large areas. This not only reduces conflict, but also creates opportunities for new protection measures. Since 2015, the lion population has increased by 10%, and conflicts between lions and humans have decreased by 35%, thanks to education and early warning measures. Lions are no longer alone. They are now accompanied by guardians with the spirit of protecting life as God taught, with love and responsibility. In the hot sand dunes, fairy circles appear as messages from nature. Thanks to the conservation efforts of the Namib National Park, more than 10% of the fairy circles are protected, helping to reduce the impact of off-road vehicles and unsustainable resource exploitation. Over the past decade, the damage rate of the circles has decreased by 25%. These natural wonders continue to sustain life, maintaining the cycle of survival in this harsh environment. Not far away, the Welwitschia mirabilis tree, an ancient species, still grows firmly, facing the hot sun and fierce sand winds. Today, we will follow a royal lion family on an exciting journey through the wild. Have you ever wondered why lions, even though they are kings of the jungle, need to be on guard? Although the Lion King may not be in a playful mood today, his job is to protect his family from threats around him. Sounds serious, right? But don't worry, life out there is still full of interesting things that we will discover right now. Surely, under this scorching sun, no one wants to be too active. And while the lion father is watching over everything, the lion mother is sharing with us some very interesting things. We see that when the lion cubs start to grow up, they will join their mother and father in hunting. However, before becoming a real hunter, the cubs have to learn many important skills, from stalking prey to capturing large animals. Do you think a lion cub can learn these skills quickly? In fact, it will take time. And around 6 to 8 months of age is when the lion cubs start to go out into the world with their first meals other than their mother's milk. Here's an interesting fact. No matter how strong you think you are as a lion cub, during this period, you still need absolute care from your mother. They will gradually disappear as they grow up, but during this period, those spots help them camouflage in the grass, avoiding detection by predators. And you know, some species like hyenas can take advantage of the weakness of their cubs to cause danger. That's why lion mothers always have to be careful and protect them. That's right. Lion cubs not only learn how to hunt, but they also learn how to explore the world around them. Their curious look and love of exploration not only help develop their cognitive abilities, but also strengthen their physical strength. But don't forget, sometimes being alert and careful is extremely important, especially when you are living in this challenging wild environment. And when the lion cubs grow up, you can see that even though they sometimes appear stubborn and want freedom, they still need the guidance of their mother, who always follows and protects them. That's exactly what the lion mother did for them. We can see that in the wild, every animal, whether it is a king or a weak baby, must learn how to survive and grow up. Similar to us, in life, every step we take needs support, guidance, and sometimes protection from loved ones. And now, let's continue to explore this wild world, where every day is a new adventure. Have you ever thought that an elephant could be one of the most intelligent creatures on this planet? Let's explore them together, starting with an extremely cute situation. While playing, a baby elephant suddenly climbed up a tree branch, agile like a monkey. "Look, I can do it," it boasted. The baby elephant was like that, very confident in its abilities. However, there is one thing you can immediately notice. Although it can climb, it still cannot compare to the flexibility of other creatures. One of the outstanding features of elephants is their wonderful long trunk, an indispensable tool in their lives. But not only for breathing, the trunk also has many other uses, such as sensing, grasping food, and even drinking water. Elephants mainly eat plants, from leaves, grass to bark and fruits. Not only that, you can feel the power of elephant intelligence in happy moments, when a baby elephant starts arguing with its sister. "I'm smarter than you," a confident statement. In fact, elephants are one of the animals with the largest brains. Not only that, they also have the ability to feel, understand emotions, and even feel regret, something that few animals can do. With a strongly developed brain, elephants can remember long-term events and feel grief when losing loved ones. This not only shows their intelligence, but also shows that they can build deep relationships within their families. And don't forget, when they work together, elephants are never alone. "Why are you arguing, children?" The mother elephant will gently intervene. It's part of their nature. All decisions are made in harmony with the whole herd, where peace and respect for each member's role are paramount. And those big ears. Not only are they used for hearing, elephants' ears are also great tools for regulating body temperature and repelling insects. They can detect small changes in their surroundings just from low-frequency sounds. What a magical creature, right? Have you ever wondered what elephants like best when relaxing? It may be mud baths, but they have another interesting hobby, which is dust bathing. Yes, they will cover themselves in fine dust, like a festival, right? Elephants and dust, a perfect combination to help them keep their skin clean and avoid insect attacks. We are in a world full of wonderful creatures, and if you think that only humans can be left-handed or right-handed, then you are wrong. Did you know that elephants can also be classified in this way? It is the tusks, which are elongated incisors, that will tell us whether they are right-handed or left-handed. Yes, you may have noticed that one tusk is often worn down more than the other, which reveals which tusk the elephant prefers to use in daily activities such as digging for water, peeling bark from trees, or lifting something. Strange, right? However, there is a sad truth that not everyone knows. These wonderful tusks are being hunted down ruthlessly for their ivory value. It is the high demand for ivory that has led to illegal poaching and a serious decline in the number of wild elephants. It is time for us to take action to protect these creatures. And now, let's get back to our story. Did you know that while we were talking about the existence of elephants, a mother elephant was pregnant with one of the longest gestation periods in the animal kingdom? To be specific, elephants are pregnant for 22 months. This is truly amazing. During that time, the mother elephant not only has to take care of herself, but also nurture her future baby so that it can be born healthy. And now, as we are watching the elephants looking for water, one of the baby elephants realizes that he has lost contact with his brother. He must have gone ahead. I will chase after him, he thinks. Although he is a bit worried, with his sensitivity and excellent sense of smell, it is not difficult for him to find his brother. However, not all animals like to be together like elephants. One of the fastest creatures on the planet, cheetahs prefer to live a solitary life. They can run at incredible speeds, but no matter how fast, sometimes even a cheetah cannot easily catch up with its prey if it is too scattered and difficult to track. You run so fast, how can I catch up? A cheetah said when it saw a prey that had gone too far. But despite this, cheetahs are still able to follow scents and determine the location of their target. And here's the special thing. Although they are solitary animals, cheetahs can form small groups called coalitions. Can you imagine a group of cheetah brothers living together and defending their territory? In fact, when living in groups, they can increase their defense capabilities and easily conquer and hold a certain area of land. However, even so, in these groups, each member still maintains a certain level of autonomy. Cheetahs can form groups called coalitions, but not all of them want to do so. Some cheetahs decide to live independently soon after leaving their mother's care. And you, do you like to live alone, or do you always want to be with your companions? It is this choice that makes the difference in each individual's life, just like the story of me and my brother. We have formed an alliance, but no one knows what the future holds. So while he goes his own way, I choose to go in another direction to mark my territory. We cheetahs can control a large area of land, but unlike large predators like lions or hyenas, we are not very territorial creatures. Although our speed is so fast that no one can keep up, it does not mean that we do not face danger. Think about it. No matter how fast we are in front of a lion or hyena, we are still easy prey. As I continue to patrol my territory, I wonder if I can find a good prey today. But unfortunately, there was nothing interesting on my way. But don't worry, a cheetah like me never gives up. Keep looking, and you will always find something interesting. At that moment, I came across a flamingo that was snobbish on a branch. I couldn't help but wonder, can I take it as bait? But then I thought, a flamingo with such brilliant feathers is definitely not an easy target. Speaking of beauty, I can't help but think of flamingos. I'm not talking about small animals, but creatures that can create impressive moments by just standing there. With their red, yellow, and black feathers, they look like paintings. Don't you think they're beautiful? Unfortunately, they and I can't live together because I always prefer to look for easier prey. But let me tell you something else that you might not know. Animals can also adapt their lifestyles to changes in their environment. Some birds have started to get used to urban areas and live near humans. Yes, the flamingos I just saw may have found food sources in our gardens and parks. Do you think they are smart to take advantage of the resources around them? However, I personally prefer to stay in the wild. There is nothing better than the vastness of Botswana, where everything becomes magical. And then, another magical moment, a bird with a brilliant crest appeared. What a wonderful sight! My crest, with its sharp feathers when raised, was not only a sign of anxiety, but also a way for me to express my pride. The feeling of spreading my crest, showing myself as a mighty warrior, made me feel more confident than ever. Do you think that we, like other animals, always have our own unique ways of expressing ourselves? Finally, I found a delicious seed to eat, and although you don't always get what you want, sometimes you just have to be patient and wait for the right moment. A new day has come, and I'm ready for the next adventure. What about you? Have you prepared anything for your next trip? Today, we continue our journey to find food. It's an important skill that we must learn to survive in the wild. As you can see, I am teaching the little ones how to find roots, grasses, and other delicious foods. These foods are not only a source of nutrition, but also the key to maintaining our health. Just then, one of the little ones asked me, Why is it that only mother has such big fangs? I smiled and explained, these fangs are not just for decoration. They have a very important role. You will have these fangs when you grow up, and they will help you dig, defend yourself, and fight when needed. Do you see how important these fangs are? They are not only tools, but also a sign of strength and protection. Then one day, while we were looking for food, big blue antelopes appeared. These animals may scare you, but I reassured my children and said, "Don't worry, children. These antelopes can't harm us. We have the strength and skill to protect ourselves." Have you ever felt anxious when faced with a danger? But being calm and confident helps us overcome everything. Interestingly, when faced with a real enemy, a large predator like a lion, we can use our fangs to defend ourselves. These teeth can be so powerful that they can make the enemy retreat. As we walked to the water area, which was only a few small puddles due to the summer heat, I couldn't help but think about the impact of the environment on life. The heat not only affects humans, but also directly affects wild animals. One of the secrets is the ability to endure and adapt to all conditions. And today, I'm going to teach my children how to cool down their bodies with a very simple but effective method: rolling in mud. We don't just go to drink water. We also need to do this to keep our bodies cool and protect our skin from sunburn and insects. The feeling of rolling in mud is wonderful. It not only helps us cool down, but also forms a protective layer, helping us survive in this harsh environment. When we started to get used to digging holes for shelter, I explained to my children, "You will learn how to dig holes so that you can find a safe hiding place when in danger." Digging holes is not only a survival skill, but also a survival strategy in this wild world. So every day in this wild world is a big lesson. Every step, every decision has a profound impact on our survival. Another day, I continue to teach the little ones how to survive in the wild world. But today seems a little more special. Early in the morning, we encountered a big challenge. A big elephant was rolling in the mud to cool down. I stopped and explained to the little ones, "Look, mud not only helps us cool down, but also protects our skin from the harsh sunlight and insects. This is an important skill that we must learn to survive." "Hey, why are you running so fast?" one of the boys asked. I just smiled and chased after him. "Try to catch up with me." But oh my, the sun was so hot. My tongue almost touched the ground from thirst, and we had to find a water source right away. After running for a long time, we reached the place where we expected to find water. But unfortunately, there was only a small dry puddle left. "This is no longer a water source," I sighed. "Be careful. You can't keep running without finding water." We continued searching, and after a while, I heard a strange noise in the distance. A blue antelope with slow steps approached. "It must be looking for water too," I said to myself. However, I knew I couldn't afford to be distracted. While the antelopes weren't a threat, the world was full of unforeseen dangers. I kept walking, thinking about my adaptability. As an omnivore, I could eat a wide variety of foods, from small animals to fruits, seeds, and the occasional carcass. This life wasn't easy, but I had learned to survive in a challenging environment. As darkness fell, I felt my hunger rising again. "Time to find food," I told the little ones. But just as I spotted a prey, I saw a large flock of birds gathering around a piece of meat. "This is mine," I shouted, rushing to claim my share. "Hey, don't take my stuff," I said, but the birds did not go away easily. A small argument broke out. "What's wrong with sharing?" I stopped and said to them, "Sometimes helping each other is the most important thing." We are big and strong animals, but we also need to live in harmony with nature and with other species. Then I turned around and continued my journey. The heat was still there, but I understood that only patience, adaptability, and courage could help me overcome all the challenges in this wild world. "Tomorrow will be a new day," I said to myself. "Look at us, these vultures," I said proudly. "We have a bald head and short feathers on our necks, which makes it easy for us to reach things without getting blood or fluids on them when we eat carrion." That's one of the secrets to maintaining our personal hygiene. I turned to look at the other animals. Although we eat carrion, our work is very important. We help destroy dead bodies, prevent diseases, and restore nutrients to the soil. Another vulture interrupted me. "Excuse me, but did you know that our stomachs are very acidic? We can digest bacteria, viruses, and toxins without any effects. So why sacrifice our lives?" I laughed. "Oh yes, you're right. But don't forget, we have the power in our wings. We can fly thousands of miles to do our job. Everyone started to fight over the remaining food. Stop it. We are intelligent animals. We know what we are doing. Let me do this alone. I will clean it all up. I said when I saw a little chaos around. And don't worry, although I am a bit posh, I also eat human leftovers from time to time. A big bird cried, "Come on, go find some good food somewhere else. Don't expect to find anything here." I shook my head. No need. We all have an important role in this ecosystem, and no matter what, we always work tirelessly. The summer sun was starting to get stronger. "It's so hot, I need a drink. Who wants to come with me?" I said, feeling the dryness in my throat. Also, don't joke with me. I need to clean my nose a bit. I must have inhaled something unpleasant while walking through the bushes. I always have to be careful when cleaning my eyes and nose. Look at me. With a 180 centimeters long neck, I can reach everything, but sometimes drinking water becomes a challenge. Did you know that I'm the tallest animal in the world, with a height of 5.5 meters? Drinking water is not easy at all. I tried to turn around a bit and bend down. One leg on one side, the other leg slightly bent, then slowly extended. Oh, it's difficult. But I persisted. But I can run up to 56 km/h. Even though I'm big, I'm not always helpless. Once I feel threatened, I can give my opponent a devastating blow. Now I've learned how to drink water, but I still have to practice more to avoid injury. Leaning and stretching my legs is really hard. I sighed. So I've finished drinking. Now I'll continue looking for grass. Otherwise, I won't have the strength to continue. Looking at the children, I reminded them. Be careful, children. You are young and this world is dangerous. There are many predators here. One child asked, "Why is it dangerous?" I replied, "There are many predators here, but you will grow up and learn to fly, just like us." I looked at them. When you have wings, you will be able to fly far and escape danger. We fly so far because we have to find water, which is vital for us in this arid environment. I said, then continued to look toward the horizon, where I knew water was always a long journey. We go to water sources every day, but you are too young to go there. I said, looking at the cubs, so we'll take turns flying and bringing water back to you. The feathers on our bellies can absorb water, and that's how we transport water efficiently. The cubs were surprised. That's great. We want feathers like that too. I smiled. You'll all have them. It just takes a little time to grow up. I looked ahead. Now let's continue exploring this area and learn how to find seeds to eat. I'll go hunting a bit and check around. While moving, I continued to explain. I eat all kinds of food, from small animals, reptiles, insects to fruits. With my powerful beak, I can catch and eat a variety of prey, so finding food is not a big problem for me. Although I am a fairly large bird with a wingspan of about 2 meters, I live mainly on the ground, searching for food here. However, if I don't find anything, I will fly up and can travel a long distance to find food. I continued. I will eat a little and then check this area again before returning to my wife and the flock. We are monogamous couples and can stay together for many years. That is the meaning of once and for all. As for the family, we are very social and live in family groups called clans. A clan usually consists of the dominant pair and their young. Within the family, we maintain a close bond and act in coordination with each other. Therefore, we have a strong and united family. In fact, even individuals who do not participate in reproduction participate in caring for the young. This cooperative mode of reproduction helps us succeed and ensures the survival of the next generation. I continued, and who is this hiding in the bushes? Look, an insect is stuck to my beak. It cannot fall into my mouth. I smiled. Then I will slowly return home. On the way, I will stop by a place. I continued walking. A quick run is tiring. Now I need to rest in the shade to cool down and restore my energy. This place under the tree is quite quiet and cool, very suitable for relaxing. I lay down. I don't think anyone will find me because I blend in completely with the surroundings. Look, I'm almost invisible among the bushes, and my fur also helps me hide. But I'll need to scout a bit, because I hear noises in the bushes. Maybe a prey is nearby. Once I identify the target, I'll rely on my stealth and hunting ability. But now it's a bit hot to hunt. Maybe I should continue to rest and accumulate strength. Those birds are chirping again, not giving me peace. I grimaced. I have very good hearing, so I'm always alert when I hear any noise near me. Another rustling sound rang out, and I turned my head. What's this? Ah, just the wild nature of Botswana. For animals like us, it's not always possible to be alone. Always be on guard against uninvited guests. Okay, can't rest. Have to walk a bit. Find a place where the stubborn birds won't bother me. Even while walking, I still have to be alert. Maybe some antelope will appear on the horizon, and its final race will begin. Why the last run? Because few people can outrun me, I laughed. This is almost impossible, because I am the fastest animal on the face of the earth, able to reach speeds of up to 97 to 113 kilometers per hour in short sprints, running about 500 meters. Can you imagine? Of course, I cannot maintain this speed for a long distance and need time to recover after each acceleration. But anyway, I still have enough time to complete the goal. I am not a cruel hunter. No, I play an important role in maintaining the ecological balance, controlling the number of herbivores. My presence helps prevent overpopulation by herbivores, and at the same time maintains a stable state for the ecosystem. That's why I am useful to nature. But now I'll put aside the macroecological issues and take a break. Today we discovered a wonderful forest with dry trees, perfect for big, clumsy animals like us. Why this forest? Simply to avoid the annoying mosquitoes and insects. They constantly bother us. We wag our tails, scratch our ears, and use our claws to chase them away. But for big animals like us, this is still not enough. So the best way is for us to find dry trees and play with them to get rid of the annoying mosquitoes. This is a real joy. It's part of our job. We're also ecosystem engineers. Our movement and grazing help shape the landscape and influence the structure of the plants, helping to maintain a diverse and healthy ecosystem. So we're not just aimless wanderers, but also performing an important task. Now, after doing this little bit of work, I'll continue to search for water. We're very dependent on water and often find ourselves near water sources. We need to drink water regularly, so this is indispensable. Now I'll continue to patrol my area. I stopped and muttered, "Oh, I've stepped on something sharp again. This thorn is stuck between my toes. How can I get it out? I'd better stop and clean it." So I continued scanning the landscape, surveying the situation to prepare for the next step. Suddenly, I spotted a good prey. I'll leave scent marks and claw marks on the tree to alert the other leopards to my presence. I don't want them to think this is an intrusive area, because the conversation will end very quickly. This place is mine alone. I have to leave my scent mark to assert my territory. There are many ways to do this, but I choose to roll on the ground, lie on my back, and rub my body, especially the back of my neck and neck. These parts contain scent glands. This is a way to communicate with other leopards in the area, to let them know I am here. Normally, I am mainly active at night because this is the time when hunting conditions are better, with less competition from other large predators. During the day, I prefer to rest in the shade. However, if during my patrol I come across an attractive prey, I am ready to change my habits and catch a nutritious meal. I have a varied diet, from hoofed animals, rodents to birds, and even fish. As for fish, you heard right. I am a strong and good swimmer. I often cross rivers and hunt in the water, so no matter where I am, my ability to adapt to my environment allows me to enjoy a wide variety of food. I will continue to walk around and check out this area. It's time to rest. This place is quite ideal for relaxing. There are bushes, shade, and quiet. I will rest and regain my strength before starting my night hunt. Here, every day is a fight for survival, where every species must struggle to overcome the relentless challenges posed by nature. As the dawn breaks, the golden rays of the sun cover the vast sand dunes, and the temperature begins to soar, sometimes reaching unbearable levels at midday. Life here must adapt and endure, overcoming the scorching heat, sandstorms, and the arid environment. But it is through these challenges that many species have developed unique abilities to survive, like the camel thorn bush, a symbol of resilience. This plant, with its wide branches, provides shade and food for many animals. Its fruit becomes a vital source of nutrition for creatures crossing the desert, serving as a testament to the enduring life in this harsh landscape. Have you ever wondered how plants and animals manage to survive in such an environment? The grasses and succulents here have developed the ability to store water in their bodies, allowing them to survive in a place where rainfall is extremely scarce and unpredictable. This is truly a clever survival strategy, isn't it? In the animal kingdom, one of the most striking images is that of the meerkat. Small creatures, yet they have a tightly knit and organized society. Meerkats live in large family groups, and they show remarkable cooperation in foraging for food and protecting each other. They take turns standing guard, providing timely warnings of potential dangers from predators. This is a perfect example of collaboration and teamwork, a valuable lesson for us, don't you think? Animals like the meerkat are living proof of nature's incredible harmony, where each species contributes to a balanced ecological chain. The Kalahari, though a harsh environment, is a stunning portrait of resilience and adaptation, showcasing the ever-evolving power of life. The animals, plants, and indigenous people, like the San, the longtime inhabitants of this land, have learned to survive and thrive over thousands of years. We often think of the desert as a dry, hopeless place, but in fact, it is a vibrant ecosystem where every animal has to find a way to adapt and survive. A typical example is the horned viper, a skillful predator of the Kalahari Desert. With its special scales and a small horn on its nose, this snake can detect warm-blooded animals, helping it not miss any opportunities in this harsh environment. But how can the horned viper survive during the long dry season? One of their special survival strategies is the ability to stay silent for long periods of time to save energy during periods of reduced food and activity. This rest is not only a way to maintain vitality, but also helps them minimize risks from natural dangers around them. Horned vipers are not only energy efficient, but also have sophisticated survival strategies. One of the important strategies of this snake is territorial defense. During the dry season, competition between animals becomes fierce, and resource-rich areas such as shelters and hunting grounds become the target of competition. Especially male snakes, they will not hesitate to engage in battles for power and reproductive rights. Isn't that interesting? Although they are solitary animals, horned vipers also have very complex and surprising social strategies. So, what do you think about the survival of this snake in harsh environments like the Kalahari? Their resilience and adaptability are a great testament to the ability of creatures to survive in harsh conditions. The dry season is not only a climatic challenge, but also a period when animals must demonstrate their strength and agility in every step. With its physical adaptations, effective hunting strategies, and sophisticated reproductive behavior, the horned viper not only plays an important role in maintaining the ecological balance of the Kalahari Desert, but also exemplifies the amazing abilities that enable life to survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. The Kalahari Desert, although seemingly a desolate place, is actually a vivid picture of how nature and animals adapt and thrive. These survival strategies apply not only to the horned viper, but to many other species in this ecosystem. Each species has its own way of overcoming the harsh challenges of the dry season and continuing its journey of survival. Have you ever wondered how animals in the Kalahari Desert survive the dry months without water or food? Share your thoughts with Nature Moment. Life in the Kalahari Desert is not easy, but it is a living testament to nature's ability to adapt and fight. Carnivores, such as lions, hyenas, or snakes, are often active in the early morning and at dusk, when the harsh afternoon sun has subsided. This not only helps them avoid dehydration, but also increases their chances of hunting, as prey often becomes weaker and more vulnerable during this cool period. Especially during the dry season, the migration of animals such as antelopes and zebras is not only a survival instinct, but also a reflection of a wild society with temporary social structures. These herds of animals move from place to place, looking for fresh grass and clean water. During that journey, they form large groups to increase safety and efficiency when searching for food. Laboratory regeneration technology has yielded encouraging results. More than 500 seedlings were reintroduced into the wild in 2024, with a survival rate of 70%. Tourism, once considered a threat to Namibia, is now a driving force for conservation. Namibia's ecotourism program not only educates visitors, but also generates income for local communities. Between 2020 and 2023, more than 60,000 tourists participated in ecotours, with 10% of profits reinvested in conservation projects. Nearly 500 families from villages near Namibia have been trained and recruited, helping to reduce their dependence on hunting and resource extraction. This program has not only saved Namibia, but also brought hope to the people who depend on this land. The Skeleton Coast, where the Atlantic mists bring life, has expanded its conservation area to 25,000 square meters. These measures have not only reduced exploitation, but also increased protection of the region's endemic species. The Cape fur seal population has increased from 210,000 to 220,500 individuals in the past 3 years. Hope for the future comes not from passive waiting, but from action and joint efforts between humans and nature, like the divine purpose of caring for and protecting creation. Have you ever dreamed of seeing the majestic beauty and vitality of one of the most inhospitable ecosystems on the planet? Share your feelings in the comment section below. Every thought, every inspiration from you is a flame that lights up the message of preserving the priceless beauty of the earth to pass on to future generations. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any exciting adventures with Nature Moment. See you again in the next journeys, where nature will continue to amaze and captivate us.